think that he fucked me up. I'm not even kidding, because here's the thing. I've never been love bombed so hard in person before. Like, let's think about it. I had moved to Nashville 3 months prior to this. 2 months. It was 2 months before meeting him. That was my first closest thing to a relationship since I moved out of my parents' house. So, like, he love bombed the fuck out of me, and I knew it was happening. But, like, we went on 3 dates in 48 hours. Then it was like, bam, sleepover. Like, we were acting like a couple. Like, I was there every single night. Like, we were hanging out. Like, he knew my friends. I knew all of his friends. All that good stuff, okay?
Okay, so here we have the first problem. You say you go on 3 dates in 48 hours, and then you proceed to have a nightly sleepover with this guy that you just met. That was your first mistake, all right? When you approach things so rapidly and so intensely, it's going to create a false sense of intimacy, especially when it involves these sleepovers. That's something that can really distort people's perceptions about a situation. And let's see what else she's going to say about this story. But right off the bat, she's already making big mistakes.
But then here's the thing. He'd go out on the weekends. Crickets. Silence. I'd be like, hello? Like, I'm trying to meet up. Like, where are you? And then he'd get too drunk and go home.
You became the weekday girl, and you willingly chose to participate in this situation. So I don't know why you're complaining now. You're over here beating the counter.
He'd get too drunk and go home alone. Kind of thinking about things now. And then all of a sudden he just kept getting drier and drier and drier. So then I'm like, I don't think this man likes me. And I'm like going ballistic. I'm going crazy. Like, my brain is being rewired. He's rewiring my brain. I'm going crazy. I don't really go that crazy for men anymore at that point in my life. So I was on the cruise and I was like, this man literally does not want me. I was like crashing out, like freaking out, whatever. So then I call him because I'm like, hey, like, I would love to talk to you. You know, this person that I've been spending a lot of my time with, like, I'd love to chat with you while I'm gone on this 10-day cruise. That's when I'm like, he doesn't want me. So then I call him, we talk for like 5 minutes, and then he goes like, hey baby, like, I'm at the gym, let me call you back, but I'll talk to you later, baby. I was like, oh my god, he loves me! He literally loves me, he's obsessed with me. I buy him a gift. Big mistake. Probably 5 days later, I get home, he's still dry. I'm like, when are we hanging out next, King? And he's like, how about never?
Well, that's gonna hurt. Just because you're rushing to things, that doesn't mean that you actually have secure commitment. Just because you sleep at a guy's house every night within the first week of meeting him and you meet his friends, that doesn't mean you're committed. Commitment is usually built over time and with proper pacing. You can't just rush into things this way. And then if the guy's already ignoring you and blowing you off and you just keep acting so desperate, well, you're basically sending the signal that this guy, you can just act however he wants and you're still going to be there. And, you know, now she's learning this the hard way. I hope she actually learns a lesson from this.
How about never? Like, how about I met someone else? How about we never see each other again? That's so sick. And I'm like, where is this coming from? I thought we were in love. He fucked me up so bad. And it's kind of like to the point where I feel like the man in this situation, like, I didn't care at first. When this all first happened, I did not care. I moved on immediately.
Moved on immediately? I don't think so, because you wouldn't be talking about it. And if it happened some time ago and you're still here crashing out about it, you're probably just coping about the situation because it stung so bad. And you have to understand how you got here and why these things happen. And you're going to have to take ownership of the role you played in this situation, not only at the beginning by rushing things in, but then continuing to go after this guy that is clearly rejecting you. You're still not understand how a relationship should be built. And instead of going brick by brick, you're just trying to make a whole wall out of it as fast and hard as you can. And If you don't let the cement dry first as you go, your structure is gonna crumble.
I'm like, wait, that actually is kind of fucking insane. Like, I actually think like something's wrong. Because I then became the man. I was like flirting with people at the bar. I was getting their numbers. They'd ask me to hang out. I would ghost them. I'd match with people on Hinge. They'd ask for my number. I'd be like, dead silent. No, thank you. Like, I was playing the field, like, not even playing. Like, I was just not answering. Like, I was just like, no. Like, I'm gonna give you hope and then I'm gonna rip it away. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't.
So you're so disgruntled and you only have yourself to blame. And instead of understanding that, what she does is she goes and making other guys suffer because of her own poor choices. Now, guys that are trying to show interest, that actually would like to get to know her and maybe potentially would like to have a long-term relationship with her, which is what she originally wanted. But instead, she chooses to just be toxic and burn these guys because somehow she thinks that that's going to bring her relief inside to work through her own pain from a guy doing that to her, that now she wants to go and hurt innocent guys that had nothing to do with this. It doesn't get any more evil than that. This is just completely toxic. This is why a lot of people then just continue that chain of getting disgruntled, Then those guys get hurt by this girl and they get poorly treated, and then they go ahead and they take that to the next girl that they meet. And it just keeps going and going and going. And that's why I tell people it's very important to be objective when you are approaching dating. And you just have to see things for what they are. When it ends, you go through a process where you're just forgiving the situation, you learn your lesson, and you move on. You do not carry this toxicity on to the next person you meet. You have to keep an open heart so that when you meet the right person, you're going to have the right approach. Because if not, this girl, for all we know, she just passed up on a guy that could have been her husband, that could have treated her well, that could have been a good, healthy relationship. But instead, she chooses to carry that vitriol inside of her. And the guys have to pay the price for something they didn't do. And in reality, she's not only hurting them, but she's hurting herself.
And now I'm in like my celibacy healing era. And I don't want anything to do with men. They're awful human beings.
Okay, so my earlier recording cut off, so I had to come back and finish up the video reaction. Now, she's talking about her newfound celibacy era. Although I'm in favor of taking time to be on your own, I feel like she's using this as a way to just be avoidant. Taking time away from dating and working on yourself and understanding things and stepping back from a situation and reflecting on yourself and trying to grow from a bad experience is good for you. But if all she's doing is just blaming men and becoming avoidant until she finds the next exciting guy that she's gonna get into the same exact situation, going crazy and then expecting that that's going to be how you get close to somebody. So here's my final fatherly advice. When you go through bad experiences, take that as a lesson of how you need to recalibrate yourself and understand what mistakes you made in that situation. Whatever part was your fault, whatever part was the other person's fault, never let that harden your heart. Never let that become your baggage for future relationships, because you're going to end up making other people pay for your mistakes, and you're basically going to end up setting yourself up into a bad situation. Whenever you find a new relationship, you're going to have to approach it with an open heart and hopefully with more wisdom than the previous mistakes you made. So slow your pace. You have to build a relationship brick by brick, and you're going to have to let the concrete dry between applications, because if not, your entire wall is going to crumble. That's all I got for today. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.